Welcome to the French Wedding Podcast with your host Naïm, the only podcast in English about weddings in France. Great conversations, tips and insights about your French wedding, some wisdom before your big day, and the opportunity to hear wedding professionals actually living and working in France, only for your day to be the most amazing to remember.
Hello everyone and welcome to the French Wedding Podcast. Greetings from France. This is the place where we're recording this show. I'm Naïm, professional ceremony officiant based in my hometown Paris, and I created this show especially for future brides and grooms willing to get married in Paris or anywhere in France. Each episode is an occasion to meet a main actor of the industry, can be a vendor such as a wedding planner, hair and makeup artists, bridal salon, videographer, venue owner, bloggers, you name it. This show exists to bring you some insight about how people do things in France regarding the wedding industry, but we also share funny stories, things to know, and special memories when we happen to work together on the very same wedding. My guest today decided to start a business right after the first lockdown in France, so she and her husband decided to buy a castle. Château Saint Joseph is located in southern France near Carcassonne, so jump in and learn the story here and now. Please welcome Delphine Roubieu on the French Wedding Podcast. Delphine, welcome to the show.
Hi, Naïm. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here with us today on the French Wedding Podcast again. And I'd like to first start with the speed at which we take this rendezvous. This is an online meeting we're recording. That was very quick. I just saw your Instagram pics and I really loved the place and I contacted you and you said yes, and there you go. Here you are.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks. We're quite spontaneous. And when you offered to take part of the show, I was like, oh, yeah, sure. No problem. Let's go for it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very light, very, very easy. So where are you located? You're in the south of France, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're, I don't know if you know Toulouse and Carcassonne. So we're about 50 minutes
yes.
Away from Toulouse and 25 minutes away from Carcassonne. We're very close to international airport and an hour away from the beaches, from the mountain, the Pyrenees. So it's based in the countryside. So it's quite, it's a good location. So it's peaceful in the countryside. At the same time, it's very easy to reach, even for international guests coming from the UK or, further away, it's easy because sometimes France can be, it can be a bit tricky to arrive in Castle. Sometimes very far from airport. So right here, it's not really far. It's 25 minutes from the airport, Carcassonne International Airport, for example.
Carcassonne, for those who don't know, which is a beautiful, beautiful French city.
Yeah.
There is a castle there, a city.
Yeah, it's the old city.
La Cité de Carcassonne.
Yeah, the Cité de Carcassonne. It's the entire city is medieval and it's beautiful. It's very unique.
Definitely a hot spot. Always remind me of this Bourvil and Louis de Funès movie. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's very French.
I was shot there. Yeah, I love it. Very, very nice. So it's south of France, very easy to enjoy. And tell me a little bit. You're the owner of the place.
Yeah, obviously. I'm the lucky owner of the
lucky
place.
Owner. So obviously you know a lot about this place. So it's time for you to tell us what it is about.
Well, it's a beautiful 19th century castle. And initially we thought it was built in 1969. And because there is on the floor, it's written 1969. But we found that actually it's built on a much older castle or something. So we're trying to find out a bit more about the history. But so far we know there's a big part of it that's been built in 1869 and was built by a banker from Carcassonne to host big parties, to have guests. That's why it's actually so well made for weddings and events because there are up to 36 bedrooms and the whole place is really built for events because there are two big, reception rooms, and then you have like bedrooms and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of bathrooms, which is actually quite unique.
Can be
Most of the time you have like one bedroom, like 5 bedroom and maybe one bathroom, but here it's like you have 26 bathrooms, so which is a lot, so it's
good.
Yeah, compared to normal houses or normal castles, it's a lot. So and we have owned the castle for 2 months now, so it's
2 months.
yeah,
Oh,
2 months.
short time.
Yeah.
New owners, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So it was quite an adventure, but it's
when you say we, I guess you are you have a co-owner.
Yes, my
You
husband. Yeah, my husband,
your
and we have
husband,
4
okay.
little girls.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, Eleanor was 8, Ines was 6, Apolline was 4, and little Irina was actually born in Australia. Was just on 1. So 4 girls.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great. And how did you decide to establish in there? Did you have any idea, or it was just like that? How tell us.
Well, actually, believe it or not, we actually took the decision during the first lockdown in France. We so we sold our business like a couple of years ago. Then we spent a year off in Australia, in Melbourne. It was a brilliant experience, but we had to come back to France to reinvest, with some legal obligation. So we came back last December, so less than a year ago. And we were kind of looking for a new project to start on because we had that, a reinvestment to make. And we wanted a project that we could, put our energy and passion, not just like a random blah project.
Yes.
So we looked for a few months, and we were like, we didn't find anything really exciting, to be frank. And during the lockdown, we had a house in Avignon, which is like another nice city in France, and we're lucky to have a garden, which with 4 girls, you can imagine, was quite nice to have. So I felt sorry for the people locked down in a small apartment. So we were like, well, it's really cool that we have a house in a garden, but we are like, okay, this is not life. It's a bit small, and if we're locked down again, to be frank, we want a bigger space with more green, more build more. I know we want to be in a country, because in Avignon was not a country, it was more the suburbs, And we're like, okay, if we're to be a lockdown game, we want something different. And here we go. We are locked down in a different place, much bigger, much bigger. So yeah, we just looked for a place where we could actually both manage or live a personal life and also have a business. And then so we looked for like either a castle or a beautiful house we could host weddings and events and parties, so that we could make a business out of it and also have a beautiful place to live in. And so we just looked at a beautiful castle in France, and we found that one. We visited. It was the first one we visited, because actually we went for like a dozen a visit, and we fell madly in love with the castle. It was really love at first sight, and I don't know, maybe a few minutes after we had arrived, we were like, oh man, we must buy this castle. And when we arrived in the park, honestly, I was like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, so peaceful. The place is absolutely stunning. It's not just a castle, it's like the entire area is so beautiful and peaceful. So we had like one guest, so it was a friend of us, we actually visited us today, and he was like, wow, I almost felt like a different man, because I feel so at peace here. It's unbelievable. I don't know why, but it's just very peaceful, very it's not quiet because there's hundreds of birds singing, but it's just peaceful. Yeah, very, like we say in France, an arbre de paix, but it's beautiful. And so we just made an offer, and they accepted it, and we just bought the whole thing, and we moved in a couple months ago. And that was it. Pretty much it.
Sounds very fairy tale to me. And I guess that you can imagine all the audience listening, picturing you
like, oh my God,
living the fairy tale in the south of France, just buying a castle just like that, because you just needed space.
Our friends, when we told them, oh, we just randomly bought a castle. And they were like, hey, hello, are you for real?
Oh my God, that's
Yeah, sure.
crazy.
Why not? Why not? Hey, why not?
I think crazy works, especially in 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, just be crazy, It's always
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be a castle. It's always going to be beautiful. So it's just, and, I think it's when you have a beautiful place, when you make the best for your guests, I'm sure it's going to work. I mean, right now, the situation is pretty gloomy with COVID, but COVID is not
Definitely.
going to be COVID for like 20 years. I mean, hope so.
Hmm.
So I know there's always people going to be married and want to party,
Yes.
and so it's only a matter of a few months. So we're pretty confident, and in the next few months and few
Yeah, things are
years,
gonna
it's
work
going to
out,
work.
and I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
of course, and the thing is that the castle is beautiful, the place is beautiful, and it's not going to go away. So
yeah.
as long as
There's a
we
lot
make
of
sure that the
value,
guests
especially
feel
in, yeah.
home, and that's going to work. It's just we're pretty excited to host our weddings, and the place is made for that. And there's been already dozens of weddings happening here. So I think being here is just being part of history. You feel so much part of history. To be frank, it's really. I mean, when you're in a normal house, you feel part of history, but when you're in a castle, I don't know, you
Mm,
feel part of
yeah.
a legend or something. It's kind of weird.
I really like the pictures when I saw your all the pictures on the website and the Instagram. I mean, I'm French. I'm born here, and I know what's a castle, but I found it very special. That's why I really wanted to have this conversation because, just like you say, so it looks like there's something like a kind of chemistry out of it. I don't know. You can feel it in the pictures. So I guess when you're there in person, it
Yeah.
must be something really stunning. Really
Definitely. And
like it.
also it's a castle, but I find it quite modern in a way. It's very
Hmm.
Parisian. What I love about a castle, it's very Osmanian.
Oh,
It
wow,
feels like
yeah.
you're in Paris. No, it's really what I like, because I mean, a lot of castles are beautiful, but a lot of castles are just, I don't know. For me, they're either too sci-fi, like too much,
Yes.
or
Hmm.
too medieval for me. I mean, of course, every
Yes.
castle is beautiful, and there's not one that is better than the other. But to my liking, I like the Osmanian type. It just feels really Parisian, and that's why I like so
Like
much
that.
the South Park, because
Hmm.
on one side, in the two different ambience, two different atmosphere. When you
Hmm.
arrive, it's one atmosphere with the, I know it's very grand, but on the other side, it's grand too, but it's very, very Osmanian, and with the, I don't know what you call it, vigne vierge. That's the leaves on
Oh
the
yeah.
on the
Hmm.
on the facade. What is it called in English? I don't know, but anyway, it's
I r- I don't know. Let's
uh,
say it in French and act as if it's an American word that works.
yeah, yeah, vigne vierge, sure.
There you go.
Leaves on the facade or whatever.
This technique saved my life many times. It works. Don't worry.
Yeah. So so yeah, it's very Osmanian and very, very Parisian. And at the same time,
Nice.
it's very
Nice.
rural. It feels like country. There's a country feel, and that's what's nice about it. The park is. I love the castle, but I love even more the park. You have like dozens of or century old
Hmm.
trees.
Okay.
Trees are, no, they're about 300 years old, and
Wow.
like we have cedar tree. I must take a picture of it and post it on Instagram, because that tree, you see it on the YouTube video, but that tree is just massive. It's just like huge, and it
Okay.
feels like you feel very little compared to the tree.
Yeah.
So it's good for,
I would
like,
put it.
especially you're an officiant. So like we had a couple coming with their officiant, ceremony officiant, and they were like,
Hmm.
oh my God, we must have the ceremony under that tree. They were like, oh my God, this is so
Yeah.
beautiful, because there's such huge branches. So you feel really
Oh yeah,
like,
like
yeah,
around
very humble.
surrounded and
Yeah,
so
exactly.
different. Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. I mean, like these kind of places can easily host ceremonies and even barbecues the day after
Yes.
lunch. This kind of thing. I think that's very important. It's not only a castle; it's also a lot of places to create memories and
Definitely.
outside.
That's the thing. We don't want just weddings to come at 5 and party till 2 o'clock and then
Yeah.
go. We want like the castle
full
to be a
thing.
family event. That's your exclusive view. So it's just coming. You're from New Zealand or America or UK or France, and you come and you party for a few days. You're there, you enjoy the pool, you just relax. And I think it's much better way to enjoy your wedding than just stressing out, like having the wedding in a couple hours or a few hours and then that's it. So it's true, like, and it's more and more like that. People want to spend a few days with their friends, and so I think it's more like an intimate wedding, and we aim at smaller parties but longer rather than just massive 500 anyway. Who knows, 500 people or more than 200 but meaning that rather the guests to really enjoy their guests, and come and stay there for a few days or a couple nights, whatever.
Celebrate.
And celebrate together and be there together, and enjoy and make memories, and kids around, and I think it's a castle that you it's, I don't know, there's a very homely feeling about the castle, and
that's what I feel too. Yeah. And talking about the management of the place, do you run it yourself with your husband, or do you have any help with you?
We both.
Are you still figuring out?
Yes, we both run it together, and we used to run like a high-hand business, like taking care of attention to every detail and making sure that high standards are followed and offering the best quality of services. We had a precedent business about it.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's very important.
Yeah,
it's
very important. Yeah, it's very important because it's not. Yeah, definitely. We definitely want the good quality of service, excellent quality of service. And so that's something we're used to, and we definitely aim. And now we have like people with us, of course, to like the cleaning department, the gardening, the whole maintenance of the castle, and also we want like weddings to be family oriented and homely, but at the same time very elegant and very high end, not just like like it can be a very relaxed wedding, of course, but chic relaxed, not chic, basic decoration. So that's why we're also working with a team of wedding planners, caterer, florists, really high quality, not basic. Like no, but it not that like every wedding is beautiful. I know it sounds really pompish to say that every wedding is beautiful, but
doesn't.
I just definitely
I just understand it the way you want to say it. I understand it perfectly.
Yeah.
But sophisticated.
Or perfectly sophistication, relax, or something, but like
yes.
what I'm saying. It can be very
rustic,
you
want the best.
Whatever,
you
shabby
just
chic,
want the
whatever
best
style you want, but something refined, in a way, or very relaxed, but at the same time well done. It's just.
That's why people come to France. People know us
want
for
plastic chairs, and I don't know, and a little red. I don't know, you're like. So anyway, I think I have a hate for plastic chair. Sometimes you see those weddings. I don't know. I hate those.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yes.
I don't know why they even exist. Maybe for. Drink, but I don't know. Anyway,
the attention to detail. This is how you would describe your
attention
style.
To detail, even if it's like the most relaxed atmosphere. It's I love the attention to detail. That's actually what makes a wedding very elegant, or pretty random.
I agree with that. Yeah. That's what people remember, I think.
Yes.
And so this is going to be 2021 is going to be your first season.
Yeah, definitely. Not the first season for weddings at the castle, but our first season. And we're pretty excited about it. And we already have a good team of partners, and we have some, shooting, there, some like famous brands have the shootings there, like Cymbeline, it's like wedding dresses, it's pretty exciting stuff coming up. And of course we're expecting to have English speaker bride and groom coming
Mm-hmm.
from the UK or New Zealand, Australia, or America, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But right now things are a bit complicated, but I'm sure that
Of course.
with Skype, WhatsApp, you can chat. I mean, with the pictures you can see, we can plan ahead for their weddings, and I don't think we'll be locked down forever and ever. So I think we all plan. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, and we definitely, this is also why I said yes to the interview. It's because I really would love to have international guests. I mean, I do love to speak English. You can tell.
Mm-hmm. I can tell.
Yeah, I have a passion. No, but it's true. Like I always smile when I speak English, because I do love that language. I always loved it, and I've lived in Ireland. I've lived in the UK. I've lived in America. I've lived in Australia. I've traveled like for a few weeks in New Zealand. So I definitely love the Anglo-Saxon world. And for me, it's just like, I don't know, I feel at ease. I don't know. I feel happy chatting to them.
Just go
I
with
don't
the
know.
flow.
Yeah, I love it. I
really like that.
Yeah,
I think it's very important for us French nationals to maintain this ID, because we're very famous for not speaking English.
Yeah, exactly.
Or being rude sometimes, or this kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah. And
you start to hear once
French
you go
accent,
out of France.
My name is
exactly.
yes.
Which can sound very charming sometimes.
No, sometimes it's charming.
Yeah.
I just hate the French accent, but I'm sure from an English perspective it must be cute. But from my perspective, it's not cute. But but also even my husband speaks English. Our kids speak English. So we definitely we have a strong passion and interest for the English language or American language. Yeah, and also not just the Anglo-Saxon world, but also, Chinese. We've met a lot of Chinese people and Asian people in Melbourne, and definitely I know they have a very I don't know, they do things very well. It's like the weddings are very delicate, and they put a lot of effort and thought into it. So definitely in Russia,
big love for Europe.
Yeah, definitely. I would like this castle to be an international place. Of course, French weddings are very welcome, and we'll have French weddings. But definitely, I definitely want international weddings to take place. I find that, I don't know, even more exciting. I don't know why, but I find that more exciting. Yeah, it's just very buzzing and just very unique. Why.
It's because, like, from my point of view, this is what I discovered when I came back here to France after traveling, is that you start to see things around you as if you were a foreigner. So when I am working as a Parisian and I see the Eiffel Tower, I don't really care. But suddenly, if I realize that for an American couple, this is the dream of a lifetime, suddenly I start myself to see the Eiffel Tower in another way. So it's kind of, trying to see again the place with new eyes. And I think that's what it's important, and that's why people choose France to celebrate it.
Yeah, it's true. It's very unique, and I can feel the excitement. It's just so unique to say, "Oh, let's get married in France." It sounds so romantic. Yes. I don't know. It's just like epic, and just it's just like and it's a real castle. There's nothing to match French castle. Not to be Chauvin or just say France better, but it's true. Like, I mean, of course, England has a lot of castles, but I mean, if you think about it. Not the States, even cost-wise, it's actually cheaper to get married in France than get married over there. So it's actually more chic. It sounds really refined and sounds like, and also you can select your guests, because guess what? Not everyone's going to pay for a plane ticket if they don't care about you.
Of course.
So yeah, it's a nice way to say, oh, hey, do you want to come to my wedding? Oh, it's too far. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it means that that's only the people that are going to care for you, that you care about, that are going to come. And that's a good thing about a destination wedding, I think, because very often when you get married in your own place, then you feel obliged to invite the entire planet. Well, if it's away, then people understand you cannot invite everybody, or anyway, even if you invite them, they're not going to come.
Of course.
So that's a good way to only have the people you care about and who cares for you, who care for you, with you.
special. When you're in touch with the brides to be and the grooms to be, they're reaching out to you directly or through a wedding planner. How does it work?
It depends. Like usually directly. But
Hmm.
sometimes we have actually wedding planner, which we could work with, and they call us and ask, is the place available? And then we say yes or no,
Hmm.
depending on the dates.
Right.
And so, but we love to work with wedding planners, because I
Hmm.
think for the bride and groom to be, it's magical to actually not worry about anything, only to choose
Right.
the colors, the theme, whatever they like, and then to have someone organizing. It's a
Mm.
bit of a luxury, but to be frank, it's great. I mean, even me, I use an event planner for the birthday of my daughters, because hey, it's
Mhm.
actually much better. You just come and everybody's like, "Oh wow, it's beautiful! Wow, congratulations!" And you're like, "Yeah, sure, thanks." Uh,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
you actually, and you still have the pleasure to choose all the details, but without the hassle and the stress of going around and
Yeah.
yeah,
Running
yeah,
around
I'm saying, yeah, especially if
details.
you come from international, and I mean, of course, if someone
Oh
wants
my
to,
God,
to
yes.
organize every detail, sure, but if you have someone doing it, and in France, it's quite reasonable, it's really not that expensive, so like for the hassle you're avoiding, and also for the high quality you're getting, it's
Yes.
really best idea. I mean, of course, we're open to like anyone wanting to organize from A to Z their weddings, but I would strongly recommend having a wedding planner, and that's why we are working with only excellent wedding planner, which we know are going to deliver high
Okay.
hand results.
Good. So you can recommend wedding
Definitely.
planners.
Yeah,
That's
we
good
can
to know.
either
Or-
so there are two formula. So one is basically you pay for the castle,
Mhm.
and then you organize everything by yourself, or you pay for clé en main, or just key in the hands or
Mhm.
something like that,
Yeah.
and basically you just like you choose the option, you choose what you want to eat, but we offer all the options, and we just
Right.
work with excellent caterer, which we have selected because it's excellent quality wedding planner, same florist. So that's why
It's
the
good.
first thing we actually did, it was actually to choose the partners, because the partners are
That's
the
super
ones going to,
important.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very important, it's key, because I mean, if
Yeah.
you choose someone's going to deliver a mediocre it's going to be mediocre, but if you choose someone who's actually has a high attention to detail, or is
Mhm.
renowned for high quality food, then the wedding's going to be high end, and we want to be high end,
Exactly.
not just medium. I think it's a castle. The whole thing is we should aim high end, not just medium. Or you just rent a regular reception room in your village if you want just a medium. No, but it's true. Like I
She
think
wants the
having a
best, guys.
medium reception in a castle would just be dumb. I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
And what's
it cannot
the
be relaxed.
usual doesn't like what's the approximate time frame for a bride and groom to decide to book the place? Like people call you in advance. What would you say? 8 months, 1 year, 1 year and a half,
For me,
just
that
to have the
sounds so
time.
long. I mean, like, it's just like some people love to take their time and some people love to be quick. So I think the time frame depends of the bride
Mhm.
and groom. But I mean, I've had events. They called me, and the next week it was done. I called someone last Thursday, and we were having the whole like shoot tomorrow, and I called her, I
Mhm.
think, last Thursday, so I think less than a week. Yeah, no, it was actually
Wow.
Monday, or yeah, Monday. I called her Monday. When again Saturday. So I think it
Okay.
depends of the motivation of people. I think like I would say, of course, plan ahead. But right now, with the COVID, we have like dates available. So I mean, if you want to get married this summer, let's do it. If you want to get married for Valentine's Day, let's do it. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
just like I don't think. I don't think you should like plan so much ahead. I mean, the people who want to get married this year, let's do it. There are many ways to
Yeah.
to do it. I would say we'll have, and especially in France right now, there are many caterer wedding planners that are available and really wanting to work. And I think that's the good time to actually, not only, it's a good time to actually show some solidarity instead of saying, oh, let's postpone our weddings. Let's do it now because French people need to work and everybody in Europe needs to work. No, but it's true. It's true. Actually, a lot of caterers have a hard time. A lot of wedding planners, florists, everybody's having a hard time. So I think instead of saying, let's postpone things, it's actually, let's try to make it this year. And, like every hotel, every airline company can actually refund you for free if it's canceled. So I think people are not taking a big risk to actually say, okay, let's try to get married in May or April, because like even us, like we have had weddings that actually have been postponed and we do it free, like we change the date for free. So if you for sure you want to get married, that's the only question basically. Do you want to get married, yes or no? If you want to get married, let's book a date and we'll work around it. Yeah, let's do it, because I think that's the best time, because honestly the weddings industry is so not in danger, because in a way it's endangered. So I know they're all like so motivated to really make a very good effort to have the best weddings, because they know it's so fragile with all the events that's been canceled, postponed, etc. So they're all like working 200%, and so to really make it happen. So I think that's actually the best time to show some solidarity, is actually do it now, and in the next few months or this summer or whatever. So I think
do it now and plan ahead and just reach out to the Château Saint Joseph.
Because during the whole COVID anyway, all the weddings, many actually weddings happened this summer. Some were postponed because people decided to, but I think it's you don't, you can do it now. And if say we're locked down for the 27th time, then you can always, change the date again. And definitely. And anyway, love is stronger and life goes on, despite everything you can hear, life goes on. People always love one another. And,
I think, I think you're right. And I think it's a great way to finish this interview. Love will always win, I think.
Exactly.
And everything is going to go back to normal and everything's going to be all right. We have recorded this episode in November 2020. I hope we're not going to laugh about it in 2 years or 3 years, but let's stay positive.
Yeah, definitely.
I really, really looking forward to come to your place and maybe celebrate a wedding, but
that'd be brilliant.
Definitely take a look. I will put, where can people find you online, by the way?
Yeah, we actually have a website, so it's called www.chateau-saint-joseph.com, and we're also on Instagram, so it's Château Saint Joseph all together, Château Saint Joseph.
All right.
So we have an Instagram account, and we're trying to post, frequently pictures of the castle, especially now. It's actually autumn, so it's beautiful.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen the picture lately, but it's really beautiful. So they can call. We can also arrange WhatsApp, videos, interview, Zoom, and chat on the phone, and definitely
every channel.
And just the key is just, the bottom line is, love is stronger, and let's move on, and let's life goes on. So let's not be mentally blocked by a virus.
Anything, because we're French. Or else come to France and we'll change your mind.
Impossible n'est pas français.
Impossible n'est pas français. Impossible is not a French word. This is the right translation. Thank you so much, Delphine, for being part of the show.
Thanks, Naim, for having me. Pleasure.
Thank you so much. I will put every channel on the show notes for people to reach you. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Naim.
Hey guys, thanks again for listening to the show today. You can find more information on our guests in the show notes, as well as my contact and my website. If you have any questions regarding your French wedding, I'm happy to help. Also, please do not hesitate to leave a review for the show. There's also a link for that. That will literally take 1 minute of your precious time and will mean the world to me. I always appreciate your support. Thank you again very much for your time and feedback. Wishing you a great day or a great night anywhere you are in the world. I send you some good vibrations and we'll talk to you again soon for a new episode. Bye bye.